Oh, come on.
All right, Brett is in need of a second date update this morning, and we're going to try to help him out. Hey, Brett.
Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Happy to do it. So fill us in. We'll start from the beginning. Tell us how you met Gina, how the first date went, and all that good stuff, and we'll go from there.
Sure. You know, I've been doing a lot of dating over the past few months. Not a lot of luck. But, you know, I met Gina, and I really like her. I thought she was great. We got set up on a blind date by a couple of friends. We went to Carlo and Johnny's, which I'd never been there before, but I heard good things.
That was your first time at Carlo and Johnny or like any Jeff Ruby restaurant?
Yeah, that was my first time. It was amazing. It was so good.
That's lovely.
Yes, it is.
Did you see Serena Williams there? I heard that she was in town a while back and was eating there.
Can't blame her.
You know, I was so focused on the date and the steak, I didn't even notice.
Good. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, Gina's super attractive, really sweet, tall, great smile. You know, I was just like super happy to be on this date with her. And I just really felt like from the get-go, we had kind of a thing going, you know? And I felt like
yeah, because you splurged for Carlo and Johnny on the first date. I mean, yeah.
You know, and look, like I'm not trying to brag, but you know, I'm decent looking, I'm in shape. I don't have issues. You know, it's just rare to meet a woman that I'm actually really clicking with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
yes,
no,
Jeff does totally, completely relate to that.
You know, I really thought that the whole dinner went really well. It was a great conversation, laughing, smiling. There a couple hours, had a couple glasses of wine. I walked her to a car, hugged her, and said that I'd give her a call. And, you know, a couple days later, no calls back, texted her, nothing. So I'm a little lost, and I was hoping you guys could help me out because I'm feeling like what happened here. I thought we really hit it off, and now it's a complete ghost.
Yeah, right. Maybe she felt like what you had going on was what you had on your plate in front of you. I mean, sometimes we have a tendency to get a little too involved in the food.
Have you had that experience, Jeff, that you were a little
maybe we're
too
not being
engaged in
as
the
attentive as we could
Jeff
be.
makes love to his meat. He can't help it.
He does.
I've heard him moan several times.
He loves his meat.
While eating a good steak.
And we're still here 20 years
I
later
know.
making it
I
work,
know it.
right?
The food was good. I hope I didn't overdo it that much, though.
Did you moan when you chewed?
You know, if I did, I wasn't conscious of it, but I could see that being a reason for somebody not calling you back if you're.
Well, it's
having an
easy to
orgasm
get lost in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But, I mean, you can't think of anything off the top of your head that you thought, maybe I
I
didn't
don't
come
know,
off.
you know? I guess maybe if, like, I don't know, maybe I really liked the food and she didn't. And
No, I'm sure
I
that's
doubt
not
that's,
the case.
yeah,
no.
that's.
then I got nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call Gina and we'll see what she thought of you and her date with you. Coming up, a second date update continues next with Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, it's Tim, and if you're like me, you want to savor all of the seasons. When you replace your outdated windows with new ones from Universal Windows Direct, they're going to open smoothly to enjoy those summer breezes and lock and close perfectly to keep that cold air in on a hot, humid day.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
So Brett's been doing a lot of dating lately, and he hasn't had a ton of luck finding that magic spark with someone that you just click with. So when it came time to go out with Gina, this was a setup, by the way. This is a blind date, basically. But boy, did he pull out all the stops because they went to Carlo and Johnny. And he had never been. This is a big deal because he had never been to a Jeff Ruby restaurant before. Mm-hmm. I assume you picked up the tab, right? You didn't split it or something lame like that, did you?
I grabbed it for sure since I picked the place.
Just making sure.
Cool.
Wanted to make sure that wasn't it. Yeah, so and he felt like they really connected on every level. I seemed to have a lot in common, aside from the fact that it was an amazing meal and all that. And, Brett's at a loss. So unless there's anything that you thought of that you think would be pertinent that you want to add before we call her up, now's the time.
I got nothing, guys. Let's get into this.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's make it happen.
Hi, Gina.
Yeah? Who's this?
Gina, it's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How are you this morning?
Oh, Jeff and Jenn?
From the radio show, and Tim and Fritch.
Morning.
Everybody's
Hello.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm surprised to hear from you.
Well, we heard you went to Carlo and Johnny the other night, and we wanted to know how it went.
Oh, my God. That guy called you?
What?
Seriously? Oh, my
He
God.
seems nice enough. What's
What
wrong?
a piece of work.
Uh-oh.
He's a piece of work.
I mean, I don't know. Somebody calling a radio station about a first date strange to me, but
Hey, now.
yeah, we went to Carlo and Johnny's. You've been there, right? It's super, super nice.
The Jeff and Jen morning show was born at Carlo and Johnny.
That's true.
Like, that's the first restaurant we went to when we first came to Cincinnati. We didn't even live here yet, and we made the deal to come to Cincinnati at Carlo and Johnny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I was impressed by the restaurant choice. That's for sure. I definitely was impressed with that. But he showed up in a hoodie and sweatpants and high top. And I was like, have you been here before? Like, did anyone tell you that you kind of like need to dress to come here?
And
he
Charlie
was
let him in
like,
anyway?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I know. I really don't give a and I don't like people telling me what to do. And I was like, okay, really? I mean, it's kind of like a matter of respect of where you are. You know, this is a nice place. You know, maybe look nice.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's telling you what to do, and that's not what it's about. But, like, you know.
No, but I am seeing more and more people show up at fine dining establishments or higher end, nicer restaurants, dress more casually, and casual fine dining, quote unquote, is more of a thing today than it was, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Sure,
but sweatpants?
a hoodie and sweatpants,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
like first date, I don't know. It made no sense.
And what did he say? He said he doesn't like people telling him what to do.
Yeah. He's like, I do my own thing.
I wouldn't say, respectfully dressing for the occasion is somebody telling me
What to do.
what to do. That's a disconnect there for.
Yeah, but I feel like you could still go to Ruby's in some nice dark jeans. You could even wear
You could find something comfortable.
you could still be
Yeah.
comfortable but
That
look
looks
put
nice.
together.
You know what
And
you could
wear,
do?
like,
You could put on
totally.
a hoodie and put a sport coat over top of it. I mean, that could be trendy. Hot.
Can make it
trendy.
happen.
You totally could.
Sweating all night.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And you could even wear your high tops. Like you could do nice jeans, high tops, hoodie, blazer.
Yeah.
I can recall dating someone once that did not like to dress for the occasion. And I can remember getting into this huge fight. I was like, I can't take you this place if you're going to wear that. I just can't take you there. And it turned into quite a large
And
What
they
was the
dug their
place?
heels in.
fight.
Was it a restaurant?
It was a station event.
Oh,
Yeah, he
like a dress to impress kind of event?
It wasn't even necessarily that. He was wearing a crappy old pair of shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, can you just put on a nice looking shirt and a pair of jeans?
Was it Tim?
Would not do it. Would not do it.
Yeah, but is that person not doing it to get at you though, not to like?
It was both. It was both because, he wasn't going to do what I was telling him to do.
Right.
That was definitely it.
That was what it was
you
about.
You don't tell me what to do. And it's like, it's not that I'm telling you what to do, dude. I'm like, we're going somewhere. This is what is expected. Could you please? Nah, you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, but I've had this conversation because my boyfriend doesn't really like getting dressed up. He's not a big fan of that. But sometimes I'll say something like, why don't you wear the polo shirt? Like, you know what I mean? Just instead of like the t-shirt, how about you fancy it a little with a
Yeah.
polo shirt? Like
Yeah.
I have on a dress, which is fine.
Just need a little zhuzh, dude.
Just a
Yeah,
little.
Yeah.
Brett.
Look, I mean, I just don't really buy into people telling me what I should do. I don't live by other people's rules. I live by my own, and I'm always authentic to myself. I don't really see what the big deal is. You know, nobody asked me to leave. Nobody said, like, I couldn't come in. And I absolutely guarantee you that Reds or Bengals players are in there all the time wearing the exact same thing. So I just don't really see why that's such a big deal.
Okay, but like, do you dress like that for weddings and funerals and stuff?
Well, it's not a wedding. We're not getting married, and nobody died, so I don't really know what you're talking about. And yeah, man, I'll wear whatever I want to wear that day. It's like, is that going to be a problem with you?
Oh, boy.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's strange.
Well, I guess that's that then.
Yeah. It's interesting how people view like what is compliance, what is a mandate, what is a preference. When is somebody telling you to do something and when are they not? And why are we so sensitive?
Every time we go someplace nice, I get told, but you're wearing that? And I'm like, there will be, this is Cincinnati, someone in a jersey or a hoodie. It doesn't matter if we are eating under an overpass or going to the fanciest restaurant in town.
He's not wrong.
And I'm not wrong.
He is not wrong. Whether you're at a black tie wedding or
I went to a funeral a couple weeks
taco
ago,
truck.
and I had to change a couple times, so I looked really nice. And we got there, and there was jorts and jerseys and a NASCAR parked out in front. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
So,
well.
like, I get your point, but I also see her side that, it's a date. You want to look nice.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoy looking nice. I don't necessarily want to be stuffy or uncomfortable, but I legit like dressing it up a little now.
Every
and then.
once in a while.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
it feel like whatever you're doing is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It changes the whole feel and the tone of the. If you're just slightly uncomfortable, what you're wearing, you know you're doing something that's a big deal.
There you go.
well,
That needs to be
especially
on
if
a
you don't
shirt.
do it often. Like
Yeah.
like Jeff is saying, like when you get dressed up, to go out on the town, there's a little bit of like romantic part about it.
Yeah,
That
to
feels
really
a
look
little
your
more
best.
like we're kind of wooing each other.
Yeah.
Because I look like this all the time for you.
98% of the
Correct.
time, this is what you're going to see.
Right.
So
But
to
when
keep
I
you
can-
interested,
Yes.
that other 2%,
Let's jazz it up.
let me show you. I can clean up.
I have makeup.
Hey, some people look better in their sweats and a tank top.
Yeah.
That's true too.
I'm just saying.
That's
Put
true,
me in
too.
some, slacks and a button up, and I kind of look like I don't belong.
You look like you're very uncomfortable
am.
and out of sorts.
Well, I'm sorry, Brett.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize it was such a big deal, but I'm glad to never have to deal with something like that again. It's so silly.
Okay.
All right.
Gina, very nice talking to you.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming
Good luck.
on, and best of luck to you both.
Thank you.
All right. If you need a little help with the second date update, just send us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
All right, coming up, your shot.